Keanu Reeves is one of those rare actors who feels more like a real person than a celebrity. He's quiet, kind, and always seems to carry a sense of calm. But on this night, during what was supposed to be a simple interview, something happens that shakes even him. As the cameras roll and the questions start, Keanu begins to open up about someone from his past, a teacher who helped him during the darkest time of his life. What Keanu doesn't know is that this teacher isn't just a memory. He's sitting in the room, quietly waiting for the right moment to step forward, and what he's about to say will leave everyone in silence. The studio wasn't flashy or loud. It felt more like someone's living room, soft lighting, warm colors, and a quiet kind of energy that made you want to lean in and listen. The chairs were close, the cameras didn't feel intrusive, and the audience sat in stillness, already tuned in like they knew something special was about to happen. Then the door opened, and Keanu Reeves walked in. No big entrance, no spotlight, just him, dressed in his usual way, dark jeans, a plain black shirt, and a simple jacket. His hair was a little messy, and he had that calm, thoughtful look he always carries. He gave a small smile, nodded to the audience, and took his seat. This wasn't about fame or movie promotions. The host had invited him to talk about something deeper, his life, the people who helped shape him, and the moments that stayed with him long after the cameras stopped rolling. The conversation started off easy. The host smiled and asked Keanu about his most famous roles, The Matrix, John Wick, a few behind-the-scenes moments that made everyone in the room chuckle. Keanu talked about the long training hours, the funny mistakes, and the people he worked with. But every time the spotlight pointed at him, he gently shifted it toward someone else. He praised the stunt teams, the directors, and his co-stars, always careful not to make it all about himself. The audience was relaxed, smiling along, enjoying the way he spoke with such honesty and calm. It felt more like a quiet chat between two old friends than a big TV moment. No one expected the shift that was about to happen. After a few laughs and stories, the host leaned in and asked a quieter question. Was there someone, before all the fame, who made a real difference in your life? Keanu paused. His smile faded just a little, and his eyes dropped to the floor. The room went still. Yeah, he said softly. There was one person who saw me, when no one else did. His voice was lower now, more careful. He started talking about a teacher he had in high school. A man who was tall, always carried books under his arm, and had a calm way of making people feel safe. At the time, Keanu was struggling. His father had left, his sister was getting sick, and he couldn't keep up in class because of his dyslexia. Most teachers didn't know what to do with him. But this one didn't give up. He didn't just teach, he listened. The host waited a beat, then looked at Keanu with a different kind of focus. His voice softened. Keanu, what you don't know is that he's here today. The room froze. Even the air felt different. A soft light shifted to the back row of the studio, just enough to reveal a figure sitting quietly, almost hidden in the shadows. No name, no movement, just a silhouette. Keanu turned his head slowly. His eyes locked on the figure, and for a second, he didn't blink. His face changed, confused, surprised, almost like he was seeing a ghost from his past. He didn't speak. He didn't have to. His silence said more than words ever could. The audience didn't move. No clapping, no gasps. Just stillness. That kind of stillness that happens when something real, something deep, is happening right in front of you. Everyone could feel it. This was a moment they'd never forget. The host looked toward the back row and gently asked the man to come forward. The older gentleman stood slowly, his steps careful but steady. As he walked down the aisle, the room stayed completely silent. Keanu stood too, still trying to process what was happening. When the man reached the stage, he didn't rush to speak. He sat beside Keanu, looked at him, and gave a small, knowing smile. You probably don't remember everything, he began. But I remember you. You were the reason I kept teaching after I lost my wife. Keanu's eyes started to water. His teacher, Mr. Whitmore, continued. That year, I was falling apart. I was showing up, but I felt empty. Then you came into my class, quiet, hurting, but full of something real. You didn't just survive, Keanu. You helped me survive. The words hung heavy in the air. Keanu looked down, wiping his eyes. Mr. Whitmore added, "You gave me purpose when I was ready to quit everything." No one in the audience moved. No one even breathed too loudly. It was like time had paused so this moment could happen. Two people who saved each other, finally face to face, sharing the words they never got to say back then. Mr. Whitmore reached into the inside pocket of his coat, his hands just a little shaky. "There's something I've held on to," he said quietly, turning to Keanu. "I've kept it all these years." He pulled out a small, folded piece of paper, worn at the edges, soft from time. He handed it to Keanu, right there on camera. Keanu took it slowly, recognizing the handwriting before he even opened it. His eyes filled as he unfolded the note. He read it aloud, voice almost a whisper. "Even silence has a sound. You're not lost, you're learning how to hear." For a few seconds, Keanu couldn't speak. He just stared at the words, his fingers gripping the paper like it might fall apart if he let go. He pressed it gently to his chest. His face said it all. This wasn't just paper. It was a part of his past that had carried him through everything. And now, it had found its way back to him. The final message resonates deeply with the themes of gratitude and unspoken connections. Keanu's words, "Every good part of me started with what you gave me," carry emotional weight, reflecting a profound acknowledgement of the impact Mr. Whitmore had on his life. The host's line, "Sometimes the person who saves you doesn't even know it until now," brings closure to the narrative, emphasizing that acts of kindness often go unrecognized, but their ripple effect can be life-changing. The fade out, with the audience standing in respectful silence, encapsulates the emotional gravity of the moment, leaving viewers with a lasting sense of admiration. Keanu and Mr. Whitmore's quiet embrace solidifies their bond. No applause needed, just a deep, shared understanding.